Day late and a dollar short again, but as always, live from the Export Beer Garden studio. Welcome to the Mad Monday podcast, brought to you by the legends at 4 and 20 Pies, the original fan food, Manaia, Izaak, and the Pantsman joining us from over there in Sydney. It's been a while now. It felt like over a week ago that the Warriors played. Hell of a game. And can I say, start by saying, I watched this game at full time, which I've not watched a game at full time bar before. Been there and watched the Melbourne Cup. Watched the Pantsman hemorrhage money one day there after curbing the ACC ute as well. I pulled up out front and curbed it. But I hadn't watched a game there, and I got to be honest, real vibe there. It felt like an Australian pub. You know when you go to an Aussie, I mean, you know Pantsman, go to an Aussie pub when they're watching the league, and she's all go. But it did mean that I didn't have a good read on what was going on in the game, so I've had to watch the replays. I got to be honest, fellas, I feel like it's perfect for the Netflix script. So we come in, we're having a good season, we lose by 2 points against the Penrith Panthers. They're missing some star players, we're missing some star players, and now the stage is set for the final episode in the Netflix doco where we come across them in the grand final. Your thoughts on the game, please, Pantsman?
Well, we do play them again, I think, in a couple months' time. I think it's round 23 or something. We come up against it again, which will be a great test over in Mount Smart Stadium. Fingers crossed we have not too many injuries. They don't have too many injuries. We can face them, and that'll be a really good sign. But, yeah, what a game it was. Similar to you, I watched it at a pub as well, and you do sort of feel like when you're watching it at a pub rather than, I don't know, watching it at home, just lock it in. You miss a few things. So it is good to go back and watch. But, I mean, it's kind of like you want to be around an atmosphere. And even, and I was in Sydney, the game was in Sydney, but at a bar in Bondi, and like 99% of the people watching were Warriors fans as well. So
really,
there's a crazy Warriors takeover. But, yeah, there's a little part of me just thinks that, have we lost the mental edge once again over the Penrith Panthers? Like, is that the game that we should have won? Was it the time where the Warriors finally could have beaten the Penrith Panthers, this championship side?
Yeah, I've heard a few people saying that we got dudded. I mean, there were a few calls that went against us, but it didn't feel to me like we got dudded. Did it to you?
Nah, I don't think it was. Obviously, there's maybe one or two calls. The consensus that was going around in the office on the Tuesday when we got back was like, man, we actually scored a couple of tries that got disallowed. Like, we scored like 7 or 8, and I was like, well, fuck, they didn't get disallowed just because. They got disallowed because someone was offside. Someone knocked the ball on.
Yeah.
You can't count that for shit, but it was a bloody tight game, and good signs. Very good signs.
Yeah, I think this, I've been saying in the lead-up to this has been the perfect little run for us of the Broncos into the Dragons into the Panthers, and a bye on either side of those 3 games. I think this is probably the best piece of draw work that's ever gone in our favour, because it often doesn't. I feel like usually we're limping into a bye going, geez, thank God we've got a week off, get a few bodies back. But this time round, I just feel like, we're cruising along, happy enough to take the bye. We probably didn't need it. But with a few key outs, I think this is going to work well for us, because I saw Healy went out with some sort. Was it a head knock? I think.
No, I think he fractured his thumb. Yeah, so he's out for a month with a fractured thumb.
Well, why the hell did he tape his head then? And,
I don't know.
And then the other one was players coming back. So Metcalf, he starts in New South Wales Cup, and then I'm hearing Rocco Berry could be right as well. Did he play New South Wales Cup as well, Pantsman?
Yeah, he did. The New South Wales Cup side, they were down like 30-0 with 10 minutes to go, and then they pulled it back to 30-24 or something like that. And like, it looked like they didn't wake up until 10 minutes to go. They had Luke Metcalf, Rocco Berry, a couple other players in the mix as well. But yeah, I don't know. We also have chance of a clock start. He'll be back after the bye.
I think this is good. This is a good little refresh midway through the season. I think we're in a good spot. We're not. I actually don't know who our next. Do you know who our next opponent is?
Sharks at
here,
Mount Smart Stadium. Yeah, I doubt Nico Hines will be playing as well.
Yeah,
which is probably a benefit for the Sharks.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like we're humming. We're sitting in a good spot. You lose by 2 points to the team that's above you. Is that the worst thing that could possibly? I mean, obviously, Nathan Cleary wasn't playing for them, so that's probably the one. But I would say, Kurt Capewell wasn't playing for us,
Yeah.
and those are probably like for like.
Where do you think you go with the 7 situation? Because Tomato Martin, he's played good games in a row. He's strung together a couple of good performances. Did Luke Metcalf, did either of you catch the New South Wales Cup game? Did he light it up or?
Oh, no, he honestly was pretty flat. I think he made 7 tackles, missed 7 tackles, which isn't a great signing in New South Wales Cup. I saw he threw a pretty scucky off a long ball, like a 30-metre long ball to set up a try. It looks like he was just sort of trying to get back into footy. But I do feel like Tamati Martin's earned his spot starting at 7. But Luke Metcalf, there is a role for him, especially with a 6-man bench. Like if you have him in the game, potentially where, I don't know, Tamati and CHT, they might not be clicking as much, and like the lack of kicking game might be a bit predictable for other people. So there could be a time with 20 minutes to go where you bring Luke Metcalf on and you bring his spark into the game. Like there are options. Also with Sam Healy out for the next month, like Wade Egan, he might be getting a call up to Origin. It's pretty much between him and Api Coruscant. That'll be announced on Monday, so a few days from now. Well, I mean, if Wade Egan's out, there's a couple options. You can either put someone like Tamaiti or CHT into 9 and then bring Luke Metcalf into the 7-6 role, or there's a young guy, I think it's Micaiah Tafua from Christchurch. He's 21 years old. They call him the Basher because he's just been putting all these massive hits on in the reserve. So it could be a good time to bleed some new blood in that position as well.
Yeah, and again, we find ourselves in this situation where we've been talking all season about these log jams, and every season this sort of situation comes around. It's like, yeah, it was a log jam. Now it's like, oh, thank God.
I reckon one of the things in the weekend as well, like our depth was on display too. It was just awesome to see. No Barnett, no Capewell, the 2 senior forwards, but like the 2 people that stepped up for them, Jacob Laban and Tanner Smith, they were 2 of the best, if not the 2 best in the field for the Warriors.
Yeah. Tanner was incredible.
Tanner is 22. The internet has been going crazy. This guy was, I don't know if he's got a baldy or not. Or I know he's got I don't think he is a natural baldy. I think he chooses to shave his head off.
Sure.
Which makes him look just like me, which makes him look about 40. But he is just a basher. And yeah, Jacob Laban, 22 years old as well. That aerial threat when he was in there, like it looks like you'd have him any day of the week over Neo Corday if him and Leka are both fit as well.
Speaking of, what about in the centre? So if we've got Pompey fit, we got Ali Leotawa, and now Rocco Berry's back. I don't know if Rocco Berry makes the team. Ali Leotawa looked incredible on the weekend.
He did, but he also had a couple moments, which, look, you can't pin it on him for losing the game, but if he was onside on that kick, if he didn't do that horrid defensive read in that first play against Casey McLean, I saw another podcast, This Warriors Life. They did good ratings after the game, and they gave him a 5 out of 10, which I thought was harsh at first, but there was a couple little areas which he does need to tidy up for sure. In his credit, he made an awesome game-saving tackle on Dylan Edwards with about 5 minutes to go as well. But yeah, I reckon I'd say it'd be Adam Pompey locking one of the centres down, and then Ali Leotawa versus Chancellor Clockstad for that right centre at the moment.
The offside one kind of, I don't know, I found that one quite annoying because if that happens in the midfield, and I feel like that happens like 15 times a game in the midfield and it never gets picked up, but because it's on the try line, it's like there's got to be one rule for all of it. But rugby league's always been adjudicated on vibe. So yeah, overall happy enough with that result. We all happy enough with that one? You're not happy with that one?
I don't know, man. Are we going to be the side? And I'd say our premiership window's finally opened after 30-ish long years of being a Warriors fan, even though I'm only 26. But are we gonna start, striving for mediocrity when there's greatness to be there? I feel like a great quote I've heard before. It's what is it? I forgot it now. Would you? I'd rather die choking on greatness than survive swallowing on mediocrity. And I think the Warriors, they need to hear that because look, this is the chance where we can genuinely make the grand final. We can win, and we should have been putting that Penrith side away without Nathan Cleary, Isaiah Yo, and Brian Toto. But hey, that's just me. The boys, they look good. They completed it around 90%, which is awesome, but you got to win those games.
Clip that off and play it in the changing rooms for the next game. If you're heading to the One New Zealand Warriors versus Cowboys in Christchurch, don't miss the ACC and Export Ultra pregame to get you hyped for the match. Sunday, 21st of June from 12 p.m. at the Richmond Club in Christchurch. I'll be down there, so will G Lane. Get ready for an afternoon filled with pregame chat, Export Ultra drink specials, and being surrounded by like-minded great New Zealanders. All thanks to Export Ultra, the beer for here. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and have a whip around the NRL. All right, our mates at 4 and 20 have come in clutch this WAS season. They're giving away the ultimate game day experience. We're talking flights, accommodation, match tickets, and a 4 and 20 merch pack. The prize is so good you'll want to wash your Warriors jersey for it. Text PIE to 3236. Get the link to enter. All thanks to our mates at 4 and 20 Pies, the original fan food. The game ahead of the Warriors, the Dragons finally got a dub over the Broncos. Who should be more? How do I put this? Should the Broncos be more embarrassed than the Dragons should be happy? Would be my first question, Pantsman.
Yeah, 100%. And it was just like the Dragons were due to beat someone, and we're just lucky it wasn't the Warriors. We're lucky we showed up. Like it's so. I reckon if the Warriors had played the Dragons a week later, you never know, we might have lost. But yeah, that's a shocker from the Broncos. And a crazy stat that I saw. The last 3 matches at Suncorp between Dragons and Broncos, the Dragons have won 30-26. So there was some sort of, I don't know, omen going around that day for sure.
Well, where was that stat before the game started? I probably wouldn't have put a cent on it though, to be fair. Thoughts on that game, Izaak? There was a weird comeback towards the end, but
yeah, and that's why, as a Dragons fan, you could be happy with that. Obviously, you're happy with that. That's the first game you've won in almost a whole year.
Yeah,
now you've actually seen your boys win, so you'll take that every day of the week. But then that last, it might have been like maybe 15 minutes where the Broncos started to come back. You're like, oh shit! Next week we're going back. We're going back to where we were for the past year. But a great quote from that game came in Payne Haas getting interviewed post match, and he pretty much just said like, yeah, no, that's we should have won that. The boys, we've been making promises at training, and we've just been out here bullshitting ourselves, which is a great quote from someone who's going to the Bunnies next year.
Yeah, could be the name for this podcast. Though, bullshitting ourselves.
It is funny, I know, yeah. Like Payne Haas, he came back from injury. I think he ran the 263 metres. It was like the most metres ever run by a front rower when his team loses. Another good stat there. But, like, yeah, Payne Haas, he can say this, but he is jumping off the ship, and they're going to be awful, I'm sure, next year when he leaves. I guess they got Mitch Barnett coming in. But, yeah, I don't know. The Broncos, they're pretty much in the exact same position they were last year as well. I think they're 5 and 7.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you saw what they could do in that last 10 minutes when it gets clicking. And it is dangerous. If Walsh, Haas, Reynolds, all those guys start playing. But, yeah, I think it might be a stretch too far if the Broncos miss the top 4. I don't think they'll be able to back up this year.
I've heard a couple of people talking about the fact that if you won the comp last year, like if the Warriors win this year, next year, we wouldn't give a fuck. Lose to the Dragons, lose to whoever, I don't care. I got to be honest, if we win the comp, whatever year, this year, any other year, I reckon we just burn it down. I reckon burn Mount Smart down, burn the club down. We're done. We did it. It was a great 30 years, and we're out.
That's a great way to go about it. I've always said that when I win this Parramatta win a premiership, I'm gonna jump on the Benny. I'm gonna jump on the Benny and go on the biggest fucking bender you could ever see. I'm gonna put Kane Evans to shame. When Para get that win, I've got a list of maybe about 72 people that have acquired over my lifetime of naysayers. So when that happens, I'm not only shooting out 72 hate mail via Instagram DMs, Messenger, but I'm also kickstarting my GoFundMe, jumping on a Benny, and I'm calling it a life.
I reckon once the Warriors win a premiership, we should just unlock that second New Zealand team and just get behind them and just try to get them a premiership. You know, like, yeah, I'm off the Warriors bandwagon. Once they win a premiership, I'm with you there.
Yeah, shut it down. Speaking of your Eels, lost to the Knights, and now they've banned a podcaster or something.
Yeah,
what's going on? What? And let's cross now to the what's going on with the Eels desk.
So essentially, I guess he holds a podcast, Talking Para podcast.
Too many rugby league podcasts.
It was one of the great Eels podcasts, but now he's been banned. who knows, this podcast might drop off a bit. I see a gap in the market. I might start up a Talking Para V2 podcast. But essentially, he's like the Parramatta Eels Sione Tuingamala.
Right.
For the Warriors. But the difference with this guy is he just pulled a bitch fit when, I'm not sure if you're aware, a guy named Olin Tekers came over from the UK. He started becoming an influencer, showed some interest in Eels, and then Eels go and make him the social fanboy for the Eels. He's there at trainings, interviewing players, doing podcasts with players as well. And this guy just pulls a fit. He tells all his podcast audience, go to every Eels post and comment like fucking bullshit. He thinks he's getting blacklisted as an actual fan of the club, and he thinks he's just being shafted. They would rather have a mediocre personality who's not passionate about the club than him on. But to be fair,
and then what? They tore up his membership. Is that what happened?
Yeah, they said that. I know you got seats for the year, but
yeah,
Yaga, I'm going to take that back.
Pantsman, weren't you saying there was a sideline reporter that did a similar thing a couple of years ago?
Was that again?
No, I can't remember. Yeah, it was something you were saying.
No, I think that might be a different one.
Oh, okay.
But
sorry, my bad.
Old mate from Talking Para, they apparently he had been leaking mail and stuff. Apparently he reckons the club had been given him mail, and then he had been talking to the players and leaking mail and talking to people from the club, and then he started getting abusive with the players and people with the club, and the club had enough. And they just thought it was a negative, like an unneeded negative response. So they revoked his membership after 17 years. And it's done just like that. He's banned from the stadiums. But I don't know. I guess there must be something to it because, I guess lucky the Warriors don't listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
Or, they'd be making sure Izaak was never allowed back to the stadium.
I don't know if Izaak is allowed back at the stadium after pulling the fingers to the crowd on the big screen during the Pukana cam, wasn't it?
Maybe we should turn this podcast into an Eels podcast if there is a gap in the market, because we've obviously missed the mark with we've missed the Warriors niche by far.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I'm for it.
That means I got to watch Eels games. I don't want to do that. So there's a few headlines swirling around the new rights deal. Apparently, Volandis has teased out a few different offers from like Amazon and I don't know other streamers online.
Shit.
I feel like it's only a matter of time before they just have their own app. Surely they could develop their own NRL app and then everyone just streams it. But then conveniently this weekend, round 13, most watched round 13 of all time, that headline comes out. This reminds me of 2023. It's coming to the back end of the season. We're on that up the wires year. Sean Johnson's having the season of his life. And then the headlines start coming out saying, Mount Smart's not big enough to host the finals game. You've got to have a capacity of 25,000 or more, otherwise you can't hold a playoff game. And then all of a sudden, the very next game, 25,002 people packed into Mount Smart Stadium. Absolutely unbelievable. You've got your ear to the ground over there, Pantsman. Anyone talking about the rights deals over there?
Mate, it's one of the biggest talks in the moment. The reason they don't do an NRL app is because companies like Nine, Fox, Amazon, Seven, they bid so much money, and that's how I guess that's how the game gets funded by. Well, that's one of the key things, because they just throw millions and millions of dollars, and because the rights deal is going to go up, the salary cap is also going to go up in the coming years as well. So all the players are going to be worth more. They're going to get paid more and stuff. So it's going to be good for the game. And there's a lot of chat coming back that the Monday Night Footy is going to return.
Oh, I'd love that.
There is Monday Night Footy this week as well, Bulldogs versus Eels. That is because of King's birthday in Sydney, so it's a long weekend over here. But it's going to be an interesting test because, there's going to be 9 games next year with the 18 clubs. So, there's rumours that it's going to be a 4 or 5 day magic round, which I don't think is going to be good for.
That's a bad idea.
I'm trying to say it. Please
God,
no. 2 or 3, but please God, no. Let's just fit 9 games in 2 days, because I don't think I can handle 3 days. But the rights thing to me interesting. I'm not sure how it'll affect New Zealand, because normally Sky Sports they'll get all the games regardless. But it's going to be interesting, and I think Monday Night Footy could be great if it does come back.
Oh, it's the best when those games, after a long weekend, when you get to watch one of those games, get home from work, you got something to look forward to. Put the noose away for another week. Anything else you've heard around the traps over there, Pantsman?
Well, how about Fozball, Kieran Foran? He's just signed on this big deal till 2029, which is great. I mean, about 8 months ago, he was playing for the Kiwis in the Pacific Championships. He retired. He was doing Fox. Anthony Seibold loses 3 games in a row. They sack him. He's on the Fox panel. Said he knows nothing about it. The next day, he's an interim coach. Wins 7 out of the 9 games, and 2 losses, which are Sharks and Penrith, both less than 4 points. So it's like one of the great turnarounds. He's in line to be coach of the year without a doubt at the moment. And I mean, I'm not normally a Manly fan, but I think it's great to see. I guess as a Kiwi, you love to get around Foz, and one of the great, nice guys of the game. But a lot of people over here, it reminds me of the Up the Wires movement in the 2023 when you got idiots going on TV in New Zealand trying to say that they started it and stuff. You got, people, I don't know, people say Sean Johnson started it. I like to think I started it in 2018, but hey, that's no biggie. But people over here are claiming that they were the first people to invent Fozball. And I saw there was people trying to copyright Fozball as well. And like, I know there's a guy called NRL Soapbox. He's making Fozball merch. He reckons he's the one that created Fozball, the first person to say Fozball. And I don't know, maybe did we miss the mark in 2023, not trying to copyright Up the Wires as soon as we could have?
It's like all the people trying to jump on the Tim Payne thing at the moment, making merch and all that kind of thing.
Pain train? You're not a part of the pain train, man?
I'm patient zero of the pandemic, brother. Good to hear everyone's trying to jump on there. It's I reckon we've hit peak content again. I know I said this last week. It's like every time something happens in the NRL world, you open your phone and there's just 400 people clamouring over their opinions on it. And again, we're doing it right here on the podcast, so we can shut the fuck up. But
is that something we should try to do? Should we take some time over the weekend until the next potty and just think of random little shit nicknames and stuff we can foster together? Throw enough shit at the wall. Something's going to stick.
Yeah, it's a good
and
point.
Then we can start be absolute patient zero. But what I don't like about the Fozball thing is more so with the Benji ball. When the Tigers were humming and they're winning, every fucking play they make, oh yeah, that's Benji ball right there. And then when they're getting pumped by 60, Benji's not mentioned.
Ball?
No,
is it still Benji ball?
Makes no
That's
sense.
Fucking same old Tigers, man. That's the old school Tigers are back.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you were going to say, Izaak, we should try and get a Tim Payne movement. Like Izaak Selesele, the most normal podcaster in the world. Should we make him famous? Try blow him up.
Yeah, we need to get a South American influencer on it.
I'll take it, but I'd have to go through my Facebook statuses and go on a little delete run there before that happens. So let me know.
All right, we'll knock this thing on the head. Thanks very much, Pantsman. Everyone enjoy the bye, and we'll be back again next week to preview the next game.
Australia without rugby league is not Australia.